It is a dirty war that deliberately targets civilians with chemicals dropped from the sky, weapons whose use is banned by international law, that leave survivors traumatised as well as struggling to breathe. Yet this is the war Bashar Assad is waging on his own people. The UN say the evidence is now undeniable. A year-long UN investigation says it was industrial chlorine and ammonia dropped onto the rebel-held Tel Amenez district of Idlib in 2014 that caused this suffering, as well as taking lives.
Oh, wow. Very high ammonia.
Many of the UN's conclusions are based on the work of this man, Hamish de Bretton-Gordon, a former British Army officer and chemical weapons expert, who visited the area after the attack to collect the evidence. Today, back at his Wiltshire home, he says the full scale of chemical use is only now becoming clear.
The UN report only directs for absolute certainty that Assad used chemical weapons twice. However, I've personally investigated another 12 very similar instances, and I've seen at least 100 reported in the media and on social media. Assad seems to use chemical weapons as a last-ditched effort when his back is absolutely against the wall.
The UN believed this was the most deadly use of chemical weapons, dropped onto suburbs of Damascus by government forces 3 years ago. Their latest scientific analysis identifies 2 more recent attacks, with more than 100 other alleged uses of these illegal weapons still being investigated. Hamish de Bretton-Gordon says the UN could and should stop the killing.
All these chlorine barrel bombs, these napalm bombs, and also these high explosive bombs are dropped from Syrian helicopters. And I firmly believe if we put a no-fly zone for helicopters over civilian areas, we will stop this straight away, and no more people will needlessly die.
Without such action, doctors in desperate places like Aleppo say civilians, many of them children, continue to arrive at their doors suffering from chemical poisoning. This, they claim, is the aftermath of the most recent alleged use of chlorine 14 days ago. Paul Davis, News at 10.